Hey everybody, it is Mark Coe for the 31st of May, wrapping up the month of May here. Looks like our daily model is going to end the month just above the flat line. First month we've seen not a profit to be claimed. We were stopped in a S&P trade, made a few bucks in an S&P trade, made a few dollars in a dollar CAD trade, but all the activity throughout the month is going to result in not much better than flat. So we'll take it into the month of June, have some working orders in the daily model, trying to get short dollar yen, get short some euro yen as we come into the end of May. We'll see how that continues to develop. We're still trying to buy gold. I wanted to point to your attention something I started trying to do last week, and I was having trouble with the videos, but I want to point that now. A new feature added to the daily levels on both the FX at night and the futures markets in the morning. This added buy and sell zone. That's what I wanted to bring your attention to. So what I've done is use the levels, and when I always talk about who's controlling the market, and so the session levels, the FX and the futures morning, they're meant to give you this roadmap for the session. And what I'm looking at is the levels that are being controlled and who's controlling it. Where would I want to act in a short term? And that's what the levels are meant to be, is to give you an idea of buy or sell zones. And several markets may not hit on any given day, and certainly we can see trade through there. But what I really want to point out is when those levels work and what they're capable of doing. So the only level that triggered today was in pound dollar. So this is 31st of May, pound dollar. And it says buyers have not been able to establish above 30.50, but we're now back in this trading range that has dominated since late April. The buy zone is 27.55 to 70. So it's a tight buy zone. That's 15 ticks wide. It's a pretty tight zone, and that's typically the way you'll find it. Euro was 11.30 to 45. We only traded down to 11.65 in the euro, so we didn't get that buy zone. But in pound dollar, we did get it today in the 31st of May. What I want to show you is the rotation off of that zone. So I have that zone highlighted for 31st of May. Again, that came out last night at about 4 p.m. New York time, so hours in advance. It trades down at 3 a.m., so at London Open, European Open, you get a low of 27.69. That's that 15-point zone for your purposes of being able to see it visually on a chart. That's your rotation, right? How many of those do you think you can afford to not have work out for you when you get one that does like that? That's 27.70 up to 29.30. So 130 points inside of a 15-point diagnosed zone. And where that zone is coming from is more important. That zone has been established as a support level, so a level we've been using in pound dollar. And so if you followed the analysis, you'll know also the ability last week to repeat buy right off that same level. I think that one traded a little higher than 27.70, but it's the same zone, and that zone was coming from weeks before. It wasn't established the other day. So that's what we're using, and today got a second reaction off that. So it's really quite good and interesting. And so again, that is a new feature on both the futures markets and the FX markets to point you in those areas. Two weeks ago when I started this was the activity in pound dollar at the top. So these were the sell zones for several nights. And the first day only got like a 40-point reaction. The second day got like a 70-point reaction. But that was the sell zone. So that sell zone worked for several days. We used the exact same zone. This buy zone was just put in recently. And we used one last week higher up, coming down to this 28.50, would have been stopped, right? It was this level. But again, ones that don't work, ones that do work, and what you're left with is bigger wins when you're making money and tighter losses when you're losing. That's the whole point, to be able to risk less, to be able to come into spots in the market where you can risk less than you expect to make. So keep up the good trades, good luck in good trades, and we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.